Hey folks, it's Dave back here, and tonight we're going to try one of the games I got on Black Friday. I did play this a little bit on the channel. We're going to play some ultra quick basketball. I don't know why, but I was in a mood to play something crazy today after I get back from the rink. And as I played, I played a couple games of shootout hockey, and boy, I tell you, my Boston Bruins just can't win any games. They lost to the Oakland Seals. Yeah. Uh, but I said, okay, it's enough of that. Let me try something else. And I've been playing a lot of baseball. So I says, let me try something else. So I says, I'm going to play some ultra quick basketball, which I picked up on Black Friday. And I'm going to play some ABA because I picked up the history of the ABA, I think it was. And so we're going to play the opening season. So this is 67, 68, so kind of the year I was born. I don't know anything about these teams. I probably don't even know a single player that played in the ABA in 67, 68. But when I see teams like the Minnesota Muskies and the Anaheim Amigos and the Oakland Oaks, that's just so up my alley. It's not even funny. So I'm gonna play this here tonight. Let me just check my sound here as I get my feed going. And where are we here? There we are. Okay, sometimes my audio messes up, but we're good. And so we're gonna play the championship game here, or let's say the championship series, the finals there, the best of, and we are going to play. It's gonna be the New Orleans Buccaneers. No, stop it! I don't want you. I don't want you. What are you doing? All of a sudden, it starts doing crazy things over here. As soon as I said the New Orleans Buccaneers, my phone went off. So we're going to play the New Orleans Buccaneers and the Pittsburgh Pipers. How cool is that? We're going to play a couple teams I don't know anything about, but we're going to play ultra quick basketball and have some fun. Now, if you look, I already have my ratings all set up, and hopefully I did them correctly this time because during my intro video I did mess up a little bit. So hopefully I will get these correct this time. But basically, you take the offensive rating and you compare it to the other team's defensive rating, and then that's your adjusted rating. And then the only other thing you do is you make an adjustment on, see how it says the home court advantage. There's an adjustment for that. As Thomas stops by, hi Thomas. Hoping you're going to enjoy some basketball tonight. However, if one of the teams is 2-1 or 1-2, there are some special ratings for that. Unlike the hockey game, where there's really no special ratings. So what we're gonna do here is, because we have each team is 2-1 at home. We can see that little 2/1. There's gonna be adjustments made before the second quarter, and then the fourth quarter for the home team. Okay, and we will adjust them twice. So as you can see, Pittsburgh, they're an S for the first quarter. Then we bump them up for the second quarter because they have the home court advantage to a T. They come back to a S for the third quarter and then bump up again for the fourth quarter. So they get the two different ratings that alternate because of their home court. And New Orleans will do the same when they play in New Orleans. New Orleans on the road, their only adjustment will be in the fourth quarter, and we will subtract one due to the one being on the right side of that slash, okay, if you follow that. So let's roll some ball here. So I got my ball roller here, and it's just a 2D6 roll, and I will be looking at my handy-dandy chart here. Okay, and this is going to be easy enough because I'm just looking at column S and column T the whole way. So this is going to be an even series. In the real life, this series went 7 games, and Pittsburgh needed to win Game 6 on the road and then Game 7 at home to take it. So it's the Buccaneers and the Pipers. As I got my piping hot decaf coffee here. Now, I don't think I have any basketball hats, so I had to wear my Phillies hat. So I got the P on for Pittsburgh. Even though it's a Philly hat. As Highlight Heyday says he's from Pittsburgh. Let's go Pipers. All right, let's go. So let's start rolling some game here. All righty. Hopefully I'm going to play this correct. Again, let's just have some fun here tonight. So let's look on the chart now. We're going to go to column T. So it's the first quarter roll for New Orleans. They're here on the road, and we're going to roll a 22. Again, high is usually better in these games. Not always, though. So I'm going to look at the chart. I'm going to look at column T. and column T on a 22 says 29 points. So New Orleans drops in 29 here in the first quarter. And now let's take a look at Pittsburgh. Column S, 46 on column S, right? 46. That's going to be good. And that'll be good for 31 points. So a nice first quarter for the home team. In Pittsburgh, after one quarter in game one, leads 31-29. Let's continue on to the second quarter. Column T again, 51. That's going to be really good. That's going to be 33 points. And the ABA, the high-flying, high-scoring ABA, they have 62. Now let's roll here. Now again, we bump up to T because it's the second quarter advantage that we talked about. And a 41 is not too bad. 41 is going to be 28 points here for the Pittsburgh Pipers. So at the half, New Orleans eking out a 62-59 lead. Let's continue on here. Let's go to the third quarter. We're going to roll the ball. A 52 on the column T, and that's going to be 34 points. So, again, a strong performance by New Orleans. Incidentally, each team finished in first place in their respective divisions, and then they met in the finals. Oh, a 12. Oh, boy, that's only going to be 23 points. So, a bad third quarter. Not sure what the coach said, but coming out of the halftime, the Pittsburgh team is flat. So, they're going to need a big fourth quarter here. So, here we go. Fourth quarter roll for New Orleans, a 32, and they go to S this time. And a 32S is still 34 points. So, they finished with 130. Boy, they're going to need a whopping fourth quarter here to steal game one. And they're not going to get it with a 41, or are they? Ooh, I thought they had a big gain, but no, it's going to be a 28. They might have needed a big gain. And that is our final. So game one goes to the visitors, New Orleans, 130-110. So Pittsburgh will have to regroup here in game two. And we will go to game two, and it's all fired up, ready to go. And let's roll our ball here. Game two with New Orleans leading the series 1-0. Ooh, a 25T is not that good. 32 points is not bad. So 32 points. Oh, incidentally, so that game one, let me just find out. That game one it was 130-110. The actual score in real life was 120-112. So there was, we're a little high on that one there, but that's okay. We're still having a good time here tonight. So let's roll the ball here for Pittsburgh now. Column S, 21, not that good. That's going to be 28 points. So they're trailing again. So New Orleans will lead here after one, 32-28. So both will roll off a column T. So it almost comes down to the better dice roll here to see who's going to win this game. They're so even, 29 points. That gives them 61 at the half. And a 35 on the column T. And the home crowd is not happy with this, as they only get 25 points here. And they trail at the half, 61-53. So the Pittsburgh coach needs to figure out what he's going to do here in the third quarter. And 14, that's some good defense. So a 14 is 25 points. So 25 points, and that's going to give them a chance to catch up. They're going to have to roll high, though, and they get it. They get a 53 on column S, and 53 is going to be 34 points. That's a good third quarter for Pittsburgh, and they've taken the lead by one, 87-86. It comes down to the fourth quarter. We're going to be rolling off of column S this time. 34 is right down the middle, and that's going to be 23 points. So here it is. They're going to need 22 points to tie. Column T. And 43 is a decent roll, and they will get 29 points. And Pittsburgh has won to even the series with a 116-109 win. And in real life, that was a 109-100 New Orleans. So they did split the first two games of the series. So we're staying true to life. It's just that the games were switched. So, again, game one goes to the visitors, 130-110, and game two, a 116-109 win. So, let's go to New Orleans, and we are tied at one apiece. as it's cold and rainy over here today. I don't know what the weather is with you guys, but it's cold and rainy here in the Northeast. All right, so let's continue on. We're in Game 3, and this time Pittsburgh will roll first, and they're on the road. So let's roll our ball here. 25. Not a good roll here on the road, but that will get them 32 points. I'm sorry, S. We're going to be column S with a 25, and that's going to be 31 points. So a decent first quarter here. And now New Orleans will roll 36 off of column T, and that's going to be, oh, that's not good. Wow, sometimes the higher rolls don't work out. That's only 26 points. Usually with the Downey games, how it's set up is the higher rolls will get you the more points, but on this basketball chart, it's kind of all over the place, which is kind of neat as well. Even though my OCD wants to know if higher is better, but we'll continue on. So it's 31-26 after one as Pittsburgh takes the lead. So now Pittsburgh will roll off a column S again, and a 12 is only 23 points. So they had a dud of a second quarter here on the road. And now the home team here, New Orleans, will be reading off of column U. So we'll be reading off of column U for the first time. And column U is a 33, and U is 24 points. So a low-scoring second quarter. We go to the half, 54-50, Pittsburgh. As it's same weather in northern Illinois, says David. It doesn't feel like Christmas week, and in the Steel City, it's cold and rainy, yeah. Some places we've got some pretty decent snow. We haven't got that yet. I think Ron got some snow. We've just had all rain. In fact, we've had a lot of rain in December, so I'm glad it hasn't been snowing. So let's go to the third quarter here in Game 3 in New Orleans. Pittsburgh will roll a 41 of a column S. And, we got our first big game check. So let me get my big game chart here. Alrighty. Is this the one I want to use? Hang on one second here. I think there's a couple of big game charts. Oh, wait a sec. Scoring chart. Because there's two ways to play this game. There's the quarter by quarter, and then there is the other play games. There's another way to play this. No, I think that might be right. I think there's only one big game chart here. Alrighty, so let's roll the dice here, and let's see what we got. So we're going big game chart here for Pittsburgh, right? Big game for Pittsburgh. So 41 off of column S is big game. So let's roll again. And we got a 22. Oh, it's going to be that's going to be a +3 modifier. So that means instead of column S, we're reading off of column V, which is usually better. Alrighty, column V. Column V is a 53, and a 53 on column V is pretty good. That's 35 points. So Pittsburgh rebounds after a bad second quarter with 35 points, and that might be good enough to take the lead. Let's find out. So New Orleans is going to roll off of column T, which is their column of choice, 54, and that's pretty good. That's going to be 34, so we got a tight game going on here. As we go to the fourth quarter, Pittsburgh leads by 5. So the fourth quarter roll, again, they're going to drop down to an R. So column R, the pirate column R. And 32 points on column R. So they're going to need a big roll here for New Orleans to see if they can tie this up. Off of column U, 41. Column U, and 28's not going to get it done. And the visitors will steal this one, 121-112. So Pittsburgh will take a 2-1 lead going into Game 4. They've got home court advantage back, pretty much. All right, so yes, so it's New Orleans take Game 1, Pittsburgh takes Game 2, and Game 3. So let's go to Game 4 now, a pivotal Game 4, as we like to say. As D. Scott Howard stops by. We're playing a little bit of ABA basketball from 1967-68. You know, I love my crazy teams. And Ty Board Games. Hey, thanks for coming by, Ty. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I worked all weekend. I was at the rink all weekend, so I'm trying to get my nose to thaw out. It was purple the other day because I was in the rink for 7 hours. I was like, oh, my nose is purple. But I come home tonight, I played some hockey, now I'm playing some basketball with you guys. And let's continue on here with Game 4. So we're going to read off of column S for Pittsburgh, looking to take a 3-1 stranglehold lead on the series. A 33 in column S. Ooh, that's not that good. It's only 23 points. So they sputtered here out of the gate with 23 points. The home team will counter with a 55 on T. And 55 T. Oh, we got a big game coming up for them. I like the big game chart. Let's go to the big game chart. A 32. We're going to do a +1 modifier. So they're going to read off of column U as well. Let's go to column U this time. Ooh. A 13 in column U is 25 points. So each team struggling here for points in the first quarter, and it's 25-23. Let's go to the second quarter now. Column S, 41. And that's another big game. Boy, a lot of big game rolls in here. And basically, if you on the chart here, you'll see instead of numbers, it'll say BG. So that means you got a big game or a bad game, okay? Or a big quarter or a bad quarter, if you will. So let's roll now for Pittsburgh. And a 43. And a 43 is -3. This is not a good quarter. So instead of reading off column S, they will read off of column P. So column P will be the roll. And a 33 in column P is 21 points. So low scoring matchup here in game 2 as teams struggling to find the hoop. And Smelly Wrestling Geeks come by. What? A Pittsburgh team not named the Pirates or the Penguins? Yeah, this is the Pittsburgh Pipers, if you will. So how cool is that? We got some ABA basketball here. And, yeah, let's do this. Alrighty, so let's go to New Orleans now. So they trail here. Let's see if they can get back in this game off of column U, 24. Column U, 24. And that's going to be 32 points. And I think that's going to give them the lead, and it does. So at the half here in Game 4, New Orleans with a nice lead here, 57-44. And these are the same headsets I use at the hockey rink. So I had one on today for like 3 hours at the rink, and now I come home and I put it on again to to play my games here. Getting used to them, that's for sure. All right, so let's go to the third quarter now. Can Pittsburgh rebound and respawn? 53 off of column S, and a 53 off of column S is going to be 34 points, so that's pretty good. So they get 34 points. That's going to be their best quarter of the day so far. And now let's see how New Orleans responds with a 44 in column T. And that'll be 30 points. So they picked up 4 points on the lead. And so now they trail. Well, they still trail by quite a bit. So we go to the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh needs a big one. 42R. And, 27 points. I don't think they're going to get it done. And New Orleans off of U, anything but a disaster. And they're going to win this game. And that'll be 31 points, right? 31 points. And New Orleans will even up the series with a 118-105 win. So each team steals a game on the road, and the series is tied at 2-2, just like it was in real life, actually. I think the series went back and forth till Game 7. So let's play on. We go back to Piper Stadium in Pittsburgh. And I think I have the team colors right. I think Pittsburgh was more of a red, and the Buccaneers were kind of a blue. I could be very wrong, but let's see how it goes. All righty. And hopefully I got the team names right. Yeah, it was the Pittsburgh Pipers and New Orleans Buccaneers. I think I got them right. Now I'm doubting myself. All right, so New Orleans will roll first. Column T again, a 53. And that'll be 35 points. So they're back to high scoring here on the road. Here in the didn't I say pivotal game 4? It's a pivotal game 5 too. 42 off of column S. And a 42 is 28 points. 28 points. So after one, it's a 7-point lead for the visitors. Let's see if they can continue on. So we're going to roll column T for both. A 14. Ooh, that's only 25 points for New Orleans. As the defense for Pittsburgh stiffens here in the second quarter. How does their offense do? A 56 in column T. And that's going to be 32 points. So they might have come back and tied this game. Yeah, so what a series we got going on. This is Game 5. Series tied 2 games each, and we are knotted at 60-60. All right, let's go to the third quarter now. Column T, a 25, and it's going to be a 32. 32 points, and that's pretty good. 32 points is very good. Column S roll, 54. Is this going to be good? And, oh, we got a big game roll. A lot of big game rolls. Let's roll again. 26 says Z. Holy cow, that's the best column you can roll off of. Here we go. Column Z roll for the home team, Pittsburgh. A 53. Oh, 31 points. Of all things to roll, they got the odd duck roll in column Z, and they trail by a point. So they look good doing it, but they come a point short. So we go to the fourth quarter in a nail-biter. It's a barn burner. 92-91 New Orleans. Winner will take a 3-2 series lead. New Orleans wins, they go back home with a chance to win. Pittsburgh wins, they can win it on the road. Here we go. 26 off of column S. A 26 is 32 points. Ooh, that's pretty good. So off of column T, they're going to need 33 or more. 33 or more points. And that's not going to do it. 14 points is only 25. 14 is only 25 points. And New Orleans will take Game 5, and they have a chance to wrap it up at home in Game 6, just like they did in real life. No kidding. Back in real life, they won Game 5, 111-108, a chance to win it at home, and they lost, and then they lost in Game 7 too. So let's see. So far, we're almost repeating this to a T. I think a couple games swapped, but we are 3-2 going to Game 6. So we're back in New Orleans, and the Buccaneer crowd is whooping it up as they can sense a victory here, and they will take home the first American Basketball Association championship. So here we go. The visitors will roll first. A 22 in column S, and that'll be 28 points. That's not too bad. 28 points. Column T is 51. 33 points. The home team is making a statement. Oh, man, I got a tickle in my throat. When I had to do that today, I had to take off the headset because I don't have a mute button at the rink. So I got to take it off and cough and put it back. Oh, that was fun today, especially on the power play, when I had to cough in the middle of the power play. All right, so here we go. Pittsburgh struggling here. 21. Column S, 28 more points. The defense of the Buccaneers is getting their job done. Now, what is the offense going to do? 63. Column U, 63 is going to be 30 points. And they will take a 63-56 lead at the half. Oh, boy, New Orleans fans on their feet. They're sensing this win and the title. Again, New Orleans took Game 1. They took Game 4. And they took Game 5. And here we are in Game 6. So this would be the 4 wins they need. Here we go. And Mike Lehman comes by. Mike, thanks for coming by. Yeah, this is a fun game. The quick play games can be super fun. They really can, especially like teams I don't know. This is great. This is great. All right, let's roll the ball. 36 on column S. And that's only 25 points. They're holding them to under 30 points a quarter. The New Orleans coach is stressing defense. 45 on column T. And that's 31 points. And this game just may be out of reach. It's a 13-point swing going into the fourth quarter. Here we go. A 24 for Pittsburgh. Column R. A 24 is 30 points. So, as long as they can score like 20 points, they're going to win this. It's going to take a tragedy here in the fourth quarter. Column U, 13. Oh, 25 points, but that's going to be good enough. And New Orleans is our champion in 6 games. So they did not blow it like they did in real life. So congratulations to the New Orleans Buccaneers. Let's see if I got my I got my applause. Where's my applause? There it is. Yeah, there we go. All right. The New Orleans Buccaneers have pulled it out in Game 6, and they win the series 4-2. And that was pretty cool. I got to say, that was enjoyable. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It's just the quick play games can be fun, and as you can see. And it's over in just a few minutes, and we had some fun with that. It took me a few minutes to set up the spreadsheet and the whole bit, but it was a good time. I had some fun with that, and that's one of the things that Ron and I were talking about as far as the topics for shows is, the quicker play games, the express games, the medium play games, things like that. You don't necessarily have to play an hour, 2 or 3 hours to get a game in and make it enjoyable. And so that's one of the things that we've been talking about, and it's going to probably be a show topic coming up at some point. But so that was that. I wanted to take a break. I've been playing a ton of baseball, and I'm enjoying it, and a ton of hockey. But I did play hockey tonight, so I says, let me pull this out again. You ever do that? You ever, get a game, and you're like, man, I'm going to play this. And so that's what I did tonight. I says, I'm going to play this game because I bought it, and I want to use it and have some fun with it. So, yeah. So that's what I did is I played this tonight and had some fun with it, and it's terrific. I love the names here. Like, where's my? So I bought the so I got the whole ABA. I think I bought the whole thing. I got 67, 68 all the way through 75, 76, which is I think all they had, right? In fact, a couple teams didn't even finish the season. The San Diego Sails and the Utah Stars, I don't think, finished the season. So kind of like the WHA, the teams fell apart. But it's just kind of cool. I mean, you get the Kentucky Colonels, the Indiana Pacers, that team I know. Denver Rockets, Houston Mavericks. So a couple teams were almost close. I wonder if that's the new Dallas Mavericks. I don't know. But the Anaheim Amigos, that was great. And then you go the next year. And they added check this out. So the Pittsburgh Pipers, who won it in real life, went to Minnesota to become the Minnesota Pipers. And then they added the Anaheim Amigos were gone, and they brought in the Miami Floridians and the Los Angeles Stars, and then the New York Nets. Interesting. So it's funny to see how this thing progressed here over the years. Pretty much this. The Carolina Cougars come in. The Washington Caps. Oh, the Washington Caps. That's interesting. So you get a 69-70 team called the Washington Caps, and just 4 years later, you have the Washington Capitals of the National Hockey League. Interesting. So that was fun. That was a good time. I was going to come on and chat tonight. I suppose we could chat for a few minutes if you guys want to say hi or chat or what was going on. But, Christmas is coming up in a hurry. And so this morning, before I went to work, I was sitting on the phone. I was like, I picked off a couple more things to some people just because I was like, I can't wait any longer. Like, because shipping is not going to be the 2-day thing from anybody anymore because it's the last week and it's crunch time. So you like to give it the full week to get the stuff in. And there's nothing worse than holding your breath, for Christmas stuff to arrive before Christmas, because then you show up on Christmas morning like, yeah, I ordered some stuff, but it didn't come in time, and you feel like a crumb. At least I feel like a crumb when I don't get the stuff in on time. So, I ordered a few more things. Just like you go to Amazon, you find the specials or something like that. And so, but I do have to go. I got to go out tomorrow to Staples or to Target. I need to get a new file cabinet because I have a metal file cabinet over here, and it's kind of over by my water meter, which is kind of sticking out here in the cellar, just because I'm in the basement. And I went in and I started to grab some of the files in here, and some of my folders are damp. Not wet, but they're... And so I'm wondering, and the file cabinet's all rusted, so I'm wondering if there's a little bit of moisture coming out of my water meter over here, and it got into the metal file cabinet, and it's starting to soften my papers and my files over here. So I'm going to go get a plastic one, I think, and then I'll put it in, and that way it won't rust, and it should keep out all the moisture and condensation. So I don't think anything's ruined, but when I reach in there and I pull out some of the papers, they're a little soft. You know, like on a hot, humid day, how paper gets kind of soft. That's kind of what it feels like in there. So I'm gonna have to replace that tomorrow, and nothing else is. There's no issues. I don't think anything got ruined, but just some of my, like I said, especially the cardstock stuff. You're printing on cardstock. It's like, oh, this is really soft. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But anyway, yeah. So I want to thank everybody for coming by. Just played a little bit of basketball tonight. I think I might kick back, and I think there's a football game on. I might watch the end of that. And oh, I got my book in here, so I get in between the pipes in from Randy Drusen. And the other ones have shipped. The hardcover ones have shipped, so I should have those in too. I think I'm going to read that one first, the newer one, 'cause that's the one I really want to read. So I'm glad she come on, and we're going to have her on again. We're going to do a hockey show. I'm thinking playoff time. We should have some hockey people on, have a nice hockey discussion. We'll get Randy on and anybody else that wants to talk some hockey on there as well. So we should have a good time with that. So anyway, well, thanks for coming by tonight. And hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you guys have a good week. And I'm going to jump out here and kind of chill out and get ready for the work week. And we'll talk. And we might have a new show recorded tomorrow. If all goes well, we're going to